You said I gotta feel it. No, honestly, I'm not feeling it tonight, but gonna, I was gonna train anyway, so I had I had some Warhammer figurines. I was gonna do a little skit, and I get this weird thing where ever since I got back from Sacramento, I don't want to answer my phone. It'll be ringing, and I'll just look at it, and I don't want to pick it up, and um, I don't. It's not like an anxiety, but it's real similar to this. I've been having this issue with streaming. I've had this stream set up, and every time I go to get on, I just think I don't want to. Every one of those nights you don't want to deal with people, but you know, I'm also growing the channel, and I just started memberships. You found out the craziest thing. Well, tell me how I'm gonna get this server thing going. Semper Fi, brother. I got to get this server kicked off because I started my memberships. I don't even know if anybody joined her. What the hell was I even gonna say? Oh yeah, I don't even know how to like. I'm always the guy that does stuff, but I don't know how to manage anything. You're sober tonight. Nice. Mixed martial arts. What's going on? Also, I want to grandfather you guys and everybody that's in the chat right now. It's like if you've been with me since the beginning, uh, I want to set up access so I can add anybody without having them. They don't have to like pay the stupid whatever $1.99. All right. I left this. The other issue I'm having is I'm starting to get nosebleeds again. I went to the VA and the doctor cauterized the inside of my nose and said I needed surgery because I've had it broken so many times. But it's getting dry out here in the winter, and I blew my nose and it started bleeding again. Oh, God. So now I'm dealing with that. No, it's not for PEDs. I've had this 20 years. Yeah, I've had my nose broken 4 times. I don't know why PEDs would do it. Like, you have to explain that to me. I mean, I guess if you're doing like rich piano levels of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, so it started a few months ago. I was sitting at my workbench and I fell asleep and I, bam, right on the bridge, just hit the desk. And it separated the cartilage right here. Uh, it was swollen for a long time. You couldn't really see it on camera. So when I went to the VA, they literally cauterized it. They had this chemical that they put on a like a Q-tip, and it just burns it. Turns out the program I was doing at school rejected. They accepted before last year for someone else. Do you listen to Nick Fuentes? No, not really. So they discriminated against you. I mean, Nick, I don't know. He's one of those guys where it's like, he says some stuff I agree with, but then he says some stuff where I'm like, eh. I think I'm actually, I was, I was super into politics. I was posting on Quora, a big Second Amendment, basically Bill of Rights guy. I was really writing some, what I thought were some pretty humorous blogs and really putting effort into it to where I was collaborating with other, libertarians. I used to be in the Libertarian Party, and I was just getting real into it, especially when my wife was taking, what was it, sociology? When you did those articles, the Confederation paper, like I was just having fun with it. And then when Biden got elected, I just broke. Like, I was like, well, I can't believe our country is this retarded. We talked about like him being in politics for 50 plus years and going all the way back, and everything he said is contradicting everything he said at some point. And he's just one of those guys that will say or do anything to stay in power. And he's enriched himself, and he on video, you'd be like, oh, Lord have mercy. So I just stopped. I just stopped caring. And now I'm like, along for the ride. I just realized there's not shit anybody can do about our federal government, and it's better to focus on where most of your laws are applied to you, which is your local community. Care about your family and your neighborhood. We started getting involved. We started getting to know our neighbors. We started getting involved in local politics. I mean, my wife literally got law enforcement. I've told that story before, where they were driving up and down the street. Where we're on the same street as a school, and these guys were going to kill somebody. So Christina went to the county commissioner and told them they demanded that they get a police officer down here just during school hours, and I got pulled over by him. And that's just an example. You can't. Who gives a fuck about the president? Those guys can't do anything for you, and you can't do anything for them. Your role as a citizen is to be a tax cow. We are cattle. Our job is to produce so that we can fund the government. That's your job. And everybody focuses on like this revolution. We're going to change the country. And it's like, no, you're not. If anything, you're going to make it worse. You just ruin this experiment and install some sort of like authoritarian socialism. And hopefully by then I'll be dead. It's like, I don't know. I just stopped. It's all humorous to me now. Now I just make jokes about it. Bro, you're a loser. Boxing historian. Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Kamala, Jesus Christ. The fact that anybody was even contemplating voting for that woman just blows my mind. It just shows the level of utter stupidity that we're dealing with. And I would say it's our generation's fault because we had it too good. We weren't involved in politics. So we let the Patriot Act happen, and none of us cared until we had to care, and then it was sort of like too little, too late. Everything that we slept on allowed for what is going on today to be a problem. Kamala Harris is a fucking moron. She was a shitty when she was in California. What was it, attorney general or whatever? The things that woman was said and did to prisoners, it just blows me away. And she switches her race. Like she's got Asian and Indian heritage, and now, but when it's convenient, she's black. It's like, come on now, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like people are too dumb to even know that. And like we just go and look, we watch the videos. Like, wait a minute, I saw you talk about your heritage when you were working for California, and now you're a different race. That's convenient. And everybody's super obsessed with the first whatever. Oh, the first woman, or the first who gives a fuck? I don't care what your sexuality or immutable characteristics are. Can you do the job? And the answer is obviously no. I mean, everybody we elected, they were populists. They promise all these things, and none of it ever happens, ever. I think the current administration is the closest I've seen in my lifetime to an actual president that is keeping some of his promises. What I like about Trump is he's an outsider, and he's funny. I like him from like a comedic standpoint. Like sick burns, you know, like the sombrero memes is fucking awesome. MMA roll or do jujitsu or anything other workouts. See big man like you lose to grapplers. Um, who the fuck are you talking to? I see big men like you lose to grapplers. When you just like go to the mall and someone just starts wrestling with you. Like you, the only way to lose to a grappler is to participate in the sport, and I don't really care to roll around with another man. uh, yeah, Kamala Harris. She's not as dumb as she sounds. I'll be honest with you, but she's retarded. I You offended him just by existing. Trump isn't really an outsider anymore, although unfortunately, you know, I don't I I can't make sense of it anymore. But it is I like it from like an existentialist viewpoint. I love the absurdity of it all. He's just you have to laugh, you know. You're cringe, but maybe, but you're watching. What's cringe about me? My daughter calls me cringe, so you're probably right. I like your garage gym. Thank you, Cindy. Uh, do some overhead pressing. Start a little bit lighter though. Damn. You know, I did that at a gym once. It was back in the day when I used to drink. I was showing off. I was squatting 400 pounds, 405, and oh, this is a long time ago. I forgot who was next to me, but I was showing off. And then when I was done, I started pulling all the plates off one side, and it just catapulted right into the mirror and broke it. And I was like, "What is Webtoons?" I have no idea. Bunch of horny comics. Interesting. Go read Webtoons. I'm looking for a closeted Catholic man with strange familial relations to date and eventually marry. Well, you just described every priest I've ever met. Can you please sit still? I'm so close to finishing. I have that effect on people, Triple. Glad I could help you out. That's weird, though, to go to YouTube for that. When I want to get off, I like to watch random videos on YouTube. All right, let's try this again. Just think you got like the internet is like 90% free porn. I would think YouTube's a poor choice. But I do have that effect on people, so that's understandable. Let's go with the medium grade. Sure, the outside. That might be weird. Definitely harder. Thank you, Cindy. What's up, 420? Yeah, pull-ups are awesome. Uh, all right. Nobody thought of the internet becoming what it is. Ain't that the truth? I remember, man, I miss the internet of the late 90s, early 2000s, where it really was the wealth of human knowledge and you could just go anywhere. And now it's all uh, you've been curated. Have you guys heard of the dead internet theory? If you go to Google and you search for something, it'll give you like a million results. But after like 5 or 6 pages of really the same results repeating, that's all there is. There's nothing. And I've been testing that out using Chrome. There was a browser I used to use called Copernicus, but that's not available anymore. But there's browsers that aggregate all the search engines, and it's like the internet's disappearing. On the surface, it looks like it's unlimited, but once you start digging for something, whew, yeah, YouTube is awesome, man. Here it is, tutorials. I mean, it used to be like when I was doing automotive work, I would need like a Hayes manual or a Chilton, and even those would just difficult to navigate. Like so you had a 2004 Tahoe, and you'd get uh, a Hayes manual, and it would cover like 10 years, and it was never the one you needed. It was like, but now on YouTube, you can just look at a steering clock for a Dodge Nitro. They got a video for it. Somebody somewhere has taken that part off their car and put it on YouTube. God bless them. You see the video of a cat playing with chopsticks? No. They're trying to erase history. Yeah, Greg, I'm kind of at the point. I don't know. It's like I'm becoming ambivalent to it all. I definitely think we're in the end times, but I don't know if we're close enough. Like my biggest fear is I'm 51, right, and I'm in pretty good shape. But if the fucking apocalypse kicks off when I'm in like my late 70s or something, and I'm barely ambulatory, like what the fuck am I gonna do, right? Yeah, so the archives do exist. You can go in the Wayback Machine, but the point is, it's like right now, it's almost like a simulacrum or a facade or like a veneer almost. Part of me, Mike's martial arts. Part of me feels angry that my parents didn't monitor my internet usage. Yeah, pornography is bad, dude. They've really put some studies together for the last 10 years, and it it's what it does to your brain is like worse than some hardcore drugs. It really hijacks your dopamine system, and unfortunately, what it's also doing is it's preventing a significant portion of young men uh, can't form meaningful relationships, and they don't know how to delay gratification. And it has a lot to do with. I remember like porn back when Net Zero or AOL, you'd be downloading a naked chick or something, and it's line by line, and you're like, oh man, 50% with my 56K dial up. uh, the definition of addiction is a habit that you can't stop even though you want to, and it's causing um, consequences. So there's a lot of things you can be addicted to, like say going to the gym, but if it's nothing but if you have not experienced negative consequences, it really doesn't fall into the addiction category. But if you start experiencing negative consequences, such as hurting yourself or it's interfering with other things you need to do, and then you find you can't stop, that's addiction. Shopping, food, sex, gambling, drugs, internet, smartphones, anything can be an addiction. Warhammer figurines. It destroyed a huge portion of my generation, and that's why I don't indulge. Aura, underground, hip hop, rap. Um, okay. Warhammer, hell yeah. And what's the negative consequences for Warhammer? Don't get me started. For the Emperor, fuck yeah. I'm a salamander for life. I'll pick the pace up here a little. I just did not want to. I didn't want to. For some reason, I just didn't want to. Normally, I like jousting with moronic trolls, but I just don't have it tonight. Like, we so gay. If I have to think of a comeback, like, what do I do with that? It's so fucking lame and trite. Like, my brain doesn't even want to turn on to engage. It's like, it's lazy. Yeah, well, you got me. Like, normally I like trying to come up with witty retorts, but that requires engagement. Calories are burning up here. Like my hamster, I didn't feed my hamster, and he's asleep at the wheel. I don't know why I'm using this bar. I just kind of wanted to see what I could do with it. I'm like Kanye. Travis Font Not says hello. What's up, Travis? I don't really do the overhead press. Or if I do, I usually stay light and rep it out. How's the lawsuit going? We've got more than one. Dude, everything's a mess. I know it's going to all work out, but... Dixie, what's up? Yeah. More than one, yes. Alright, well, how much should I go up here? What do you think? Should I be conservative? We'll go with 20 pounds. This is the first time I've overhead pressed since the surgery, so I'll play it safe. Whoa! Oh. I know Giga Chad, but Giga Lard. Yeah. This guy's a throwback. Reminds me of the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas. In what way do I remind you of Michael Douglas from Falling Down? See, that's what I'm talking about. The trolls suck. You guys are not funny. Like, that's so fucking retarded. Yeah, I don't look anything like Michael Douglas from Falling Down. And you probably had that one. You were like, oh, this is the one I'm going to drop tonight. Like a mic drop. And you're just going to randomly put it on someone's page. Try harder. At least find somebody I look like. What do I even do with that? I don't even know what the comeback is. Good one? Yeah. Uh, uh, oh, badass part. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm kind of going through an existential crisis, but I haven't got to the point yet where I'm going to demand my burger at gunpoint. What was he wanted breakfast at McDonald's, and it was like 11:01, and she wouldn't give him a sandwich, and he just fucking had it. He's like, I'm done with this shit. Who hasn't been there? You know, Michael Douglas is cool. So, Sir Charles, I'm sorry, buddy, but I've been kind of. It's sort of been the tone of the evening. Is like people are trying to troll, but they suck. Like I can't even do anything with it. Usually, if I get a good joke, I'll read it out loud, even if that at my expense, and we'll have fun with it. But these sub IQ, 80 IQ fucking, they're not even midwits, imbeciles. They're just not funny. they're their trolling is my 10-year-old daughter could come up with better stuff. I resemble Bebop and Rocksteady. I can live with that. And Michael Douglas, he doesn't look like me. Uh, you're right, mixed martial artist. You look like a soggy boner. You got him. uh, how long did you? How long were you sitting on the toilet pondering that one? How everything is set up in All American. Hell yeah. Like a soggy boner. I don't even know what to do with that. I mean, no, that doesn't. I don't know. I'll think of something. Let me get 10 pull, please. You look like you poop in your hand and then shower, then throw it in the toilet. I mean, even if I did, I'm not sure how that's funny or insulting. Like, I could say something like, I probably would have been your father, but the mailman beat me over the fence, or I don't know. That's do I shit my hand, get in the shower, and then throw it in the toilet? Oh, kind of like bozo buckets. We used to throw the little white, what was it, the ping pong balls in the buckets? You do that with your poop and make a game out of it. Um, you also look like you wear a football helmet when you strain for poop. Dude, that's lame. How old are you? Are you like, you're either retarded or under 13. Which one is it? Um, so this is it. Impressing your ex-wife with your irrelevant YouTube channel. These nuts. See, it's not funny. You suck, dude. Will one of you please say something humorous? This, you guys suck. Like that's not. I can't do anything with that. My ex-wife. Ah. I got a couple mom jokes, but I use those already. No, I don't know. I can't do anything with that. You're in great shape, right? Oh. I don't know if I eat healthy, Sir Charles. uh, everyone is the strongest man in Reno. I like that. I don't suck, you suck. Ha ha. I know you are, but what am I? Jesus, let's give it up, bro. Like, seriously. Just stop. I, I don't mind the trolls. I try to encourage them, but I'm looking for a higher quality of insults. Like that, would that you probably get your ass beat in third grade for saying something like that. These trolls don't get their round mouths eating square meals. What do you call an Arab who's had 6 beers? Body beatdown. My man. There we go. Well, now we're classing up the joint. Do you agree with my point about how it's great to be mentally retarded? I do. Yeah, I think the dumber you are, the easier life is. Uh, Not to downplay their struggles. Yeah, hell yeah, 420. Oh yeah, so we're not serious around here, Sir Charles. Uh, Hammered. Kale. That okay, that made me laugh. I appreciate that. 420. Holy shit, did you oh wow. You remember? Okay, we smart gamer, we really gotta get that server set up. Well, I appreciate that. I've been contemplating pushing memberships out for a while now, but I wanted to make sure that I could actually like deliver something. And what we're doing is we're putting a server together where we can all chat offline and have a little more access, private conversations, that kind of thing. I can't insult you. You are awesome, Cindy Carter. Dude, I well, there's lines people can cross, but for the most part, dude, I'm a professional safety manager in construction. Like, there's that's been dead for years. um, but now I like to try to have fun with it. So the one thing that's ubiquitous with all things internet, social media, is that there's a segment of the population that suffer from like real bad self-esteem issues. Maybe they didn't have a dad. Maybe they got beat up in high school a lot. Whatever it is, maybe they didn't achieve anything, so they take it out. They take their angst out on random people. But the thing is they're not actually meeting that part of them that wants to confront people and be able to stand up for themselves because they're not doing it in person. It's just, there's a safety between us. But for whatever reason, you still get a dopamine rush when you can like get somebody triggered, right? I mean, that's what you're doing it for. So I make it a game. You get a couple chances to impress me and make me laugh, and if it's at my expense, that's cool. And then we'll have fun with it. Or if you're just retarded and lame, I'm going to call you out, probably dunk on your ass. But if it's so bad I can't do anything with it, I'm just going to get rid of you. Like you're not serving anything. You're a waste of oxygen. Um, and you should feel bad about it. Like, go offline, write some content, like a comedian, cultivate some material, maybe say to a friend, "Hey, would this insult you?" And then present yourself to the world and let's see what you got. And then maybe if you can really get some singers, don't hide behind a fucking random bubble. Like, show yourself. I like to go raw dog. I'm going commando. All right. I think I was doing like what 225 before surgery, somewhere around there. What's up, Prophet? Maybe 185. I don't know if I was doing 2 plates. Maybe with a push press. You know what's funny, Kings? Like literally, the opening video of my channel is me squatting 600 pounds for the first time. So, like, here's the deal. Like, you could say it's not funny because you'll never, ever, no matter what you do, be able to squat as much as me. Not maybe half as much. So that's not funny because most of the people in the chat know who I am and they know I'm a powerlifter. So, gotta try harder. Unknown loan, knowingly, no, I don't. I do not at all. I'm a married man. I'm 51 years old, and if my wife doesn't care, I don't care. Your legs look like Asian boners. Okay. I mean, let's take a look at this kid's profile. This guy is trying so hard, and I'm pulling for you, buddy. I want you to do well. If you're gonna troll on the internet, you should be good at it. You're not offering anything of value to the world. Let's see what kind of videos you got here. Are you a Reddit kid? Have fun making videos. Let me know what you like to see in the comments. More. 57 subscribers. You joined February last year. I'll tell you what, I'll subscribe to your channel. Why not? There you go. iKings22. Are you still making content? Did you generate this, or what's the deal here? You got. What's the premise of your page, iKings, or is it One Kings? Interesting. Let's see here. What is the description? Burning churches, black metal, grindcore, horror. So did you make this? I'm looking at an image of a burning church. And I obviously have the music turned off right now. Okay. Anyway, I thought maybe you had a picture of you on your page. Let's get some trend, quiet squirrel chip clips. Just for reference, when you guys say trend online, it just tells people that are on PEDs that you have no idea what they are because it's retarded. Gay porn. Cal, if they would pay me for it, I would do it. Gay kings. You like saying gay a lot. I mean, this is a safe space, but we don't really care. Are you the guy or the girl in the couple? Son Goku. Wow, man, you must have thought long and hard about that one. That was F minus. Well, yeah, mom. So you're gay. Hey, my wife's in the chat. Let me ask her. Hey, babe, am I gay? Let me. Even if I was, is that a problem? You got an issue with gay people? Do we need to report you to YouTube for hate speech? What's up? You got an issue with gay people? What if I was? You got a problem with that? I want to see it in writing. Let's see what you got. I don't know what trend is. No, but that's obviously because there's so many compounds and so many different steroids, and morons like you think that anybody that has muscles just blasts enough gear to fucking kill an elephant. If you knew anything about it, you know how retarded that joke is. So go online, research a couple of different compounds, and maybe make a joke about a drug other than trend, so you'll at least sound like you're informed. I'm not gay, but my boyfriend is. That's funny. There we go. Now we're talking. Phil. Let's see here. I do have a problem with gay people, but Ion think you're gay. Lol. What's your point? Actually, I don't even know what you're trying to say. How do you diagram that sentence? You take a picture, you sharpen it, and jam it in your fucking eyeball? Learn how to fucking spell and formulate words properly so I understand what the hell it is you're trying to insult me with, dipshit. All right, you like five fingers up your ass, only if they're your mom's. Damn, you're gay. Nathan Gilbert. Why are you guys so obsessed with sexuality? You guys have something you want to talk about? I don't really know much about PEDs. I want to cycle for bodybuilding. What age do you think youngest but most appropriate? I am not going to endorse steroids. I'm a 51-year-old man. I make no apologies for anything. But I didn't start taking anything until I was actually diagnosed with hypogonadism, which is common in men over 40. And for me, it was about almost the age of 46 years old. I'm not gonna endorse somebody that's young fucking up their endocrine system for something as pedantic or trite as like looking better. Because most women don't really care. It's more about the assertiveness, your ability to carry yourself. Now that doesn't mean they don't like a good-looking man with a good physique, but this they don't give a shit about. I can assure you. I'm a competitive power lifter, and I'm ranked pretty high up there as some of the best in the world, especially for guys over the age of 40. So for me, the risk is I'm willing to take some risk to achieve that goal. And that being said, like I don't really take that much stuff. I hear guys all the time. I see them in the gym, and they started out with wanting to get in healthy shape and look strong, and be strong, and then the obsession takes over. And I understand it. I mean, it happened to me. Um, Once you start, like, you get addicted to that pump, and it's never good enough. And as you get stronger, um, there's never enough weight. I remember for the longest time I thought, God, I wish I could bench two plates. And when I got two plates, I saw a bunch of people repping two plates. I'm like, oh shit! So worked my way up to three plates, and I thought, this is it. I finally got three plates, and then I literally see this guy sitting in the incline bench repping three plates out. I'm like, oh, okay. And I got up to four plates. And I swear to God, it's like it's never enough. I see four plates, and now I'm watching everybody on YouTube seems to bench four plates. And but I will say, for a 50-year-old man that's under 220 pounds, four plates is fucking something. It's like best in the world. It's not the best in the world, but it's definitely top 10. Um, but just you gotta get to a point where you're okay with you, and that's what women like. They want a man who is just his own person, assertive, strong, not aggressive, makes decisions, doesn't complain. Um, but you got to hate yourself a little bit, you know what I mean? Because once you're satisfied with this, it's all over. Did the juice increase your strength? Absolutely, 100%. You can look at my numbers. All my records are online. So I was a national record-holding natural powerlifter at the age of 43, I think. Um, I had the national records for the USPA as a 100% natural. I think that was 2016, so I was a little bit younger. Over the age of 40, though. That was about a 1,500-pound total. Now I'm 51, and before I had bicep surgery, I was totaling a little over 1,700 pounds. So um, I put over 200 pounds on my total. But would you attribute that to drugs or the fact that I also trained my fucking ass off? Um, yes, both. But across the board, what we did is we went online to it's Powerlifting Watch. It's the best place that you can get statistics from lifters. They're not perfect, but there's hundreds of thousands of lifters going all the way back to the 70s. And we took about 100 lifters, natural and untested, and three different weight classes, and we ran a bell curve on them. We got rid of the outliers. And what we saw is generally an increase of 10 to 13% strength. And a lot of people would say, well, it's, the studies imperfect. It's a pretty good sample size, though. I mean, you even if you ran higher numbers, I think you would expect to see the same thing. Um, and there's issues with it because some people cheat. There's a lot of untested people. And that's why you get rid of the outliers, because the ones at the extreme ends usually covers that, so you have a better um, statistical aggregate. That's about what you see if you look at like the peer-reviewed studies. And people say, no, it's way more than 13%. No, not really. But that's a lot. 13% is a lot, especially if you're an elite level lifter and you're pushing a shit ton of weight. You're already squatting 600 pounds. You're already deadlifting, 600 to 700 pounds. You're benching 300 to 400 pounds. You add 13% to that. That's a fucking lot. Um, and yeah, if my numbers are consistent with that, actually. Tom Haviland. I don't know. Do you think Hartle was on juice? Yeah. Yes. Was there a regime that made? I lost the comment. Somebody was asking me what I would take to be. Normally, between competitions, I'm on a little bit of test and some DHB, and when I get ready for competition, I might throw some Anadrol in there and I'll bump those numbers up. But I don't take a lot of stuff. And you don't want to. You're 50 years old. I mean, you can't be fucking around, dude. I mean, like, you know, you're missing out in life, Christina. Yeah, she probably is. She's stuck with my ass. Oh, best powerlifting regimen. So I do what's called periodization. So I'll do 3 to 4 weeks of conditioning, which is high rep, moderate weight. So like squats, 50 to 100 reps at like say, half of your max. Uh, so 300 pounds for a total of 50 to 100 reps. I'll do that for 3 weeks. Deload, and then I go into what's called a hypertrophy block. For me, it's looks a lot like the Wendler 531, or you can do the 5x5. Whatever program you do, that's going to be about 6 weeks to training, and there's where you're going to really put most of your strength on. Um, I like the Wendler for scaffolding because it does an undulating periodization and it's linear progression. So what it does is it rotates rep ranges between singles, triples, and fives. So I take those weights and I apply it to a Mike Mentzer type of HIT. So because I'm older, I respond much better to lower volume, higher intensity. So I will do one set to failure, where like Arnold would say do 10 sets of 10. I do 3 working sets and I work up to my weight and I just go all out. I just do that one set and I'm done. And then after 6 weeks, I go into what's called a heavyweight acclimation and a peaking block. That's when we start like we limit the weights to or the exercises to just the 3 lifts you're doing in competition, and we're starting to go heavy. We're getting into that 80-90% range, and we're doing singles and doubles. And then the last week is peaking, um, and that's where I'm going to get my openers. And I'm just doing the lifts that I'm going to be doing in competition, and I'm going pretty heavy, but I'm still doing. I stay away from maxing out, but I'll do like really heavy sets of up to 5 reps. Um, uh, Take a week off, competition, go. And then after that, I change what I'm doing for a month or two. I take a break. I go do other things, Muay Thai, whatever it is, rock climbing to pick something. That doesn't mean I'm not working out. I'm just letting the body heal up. And then I always say this is gonna be my last competition. I'm done. And I watch one video on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I got another one in me. uh, Chuck Norris, hell yeah. I met him. He was the real deal. Um, Crypto coin is dumb. The only one that okay. Goku, the doctor messed up on your circumcision. No hitting on Christina. Nobody wants that. I enjoy lifting. It's not heavy. It's just weight. This is like if Christina's gonna fall for one of you dipshits, if you're not better looking than me, I'm gonna be seriously disappointed. Son Goku. I'm trying to think. Like, so you would have to fight her in a boxing match. And after she whips your ass, then you gotta go through me. White power competition, Zayzilla, and all. Really? Well, the trolls haven't gotten any better. Uh, Zayzilla, tell us you're retarded without saying you're retarded. Chuck Norris came out of the womb with a bear in his hand. Hell yeah. Yeah. take your caps off. Oh no, son, why would you even think for a second I'm sensitive? Like, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, if you've been watching me, like, there's no emotion here. Like, I couldn't get upset by you because I don't know what you are. You're a green circle with an S in it. Like, to me, that's not even a person. Um, no, I haven't taken anything you said personally. You guys always act like, oh, I got him triggered. And he's like, my resting heart rate is like 120/70. I'm bored. I'm bored with you people. That's what the problem is. You fucking suck. You're not good trolls. I want you to make me laugh, you fucking assholes. I worked my ass off today. You're fucking lame. Show us your physique. No, I don't take this shit seriously. I want good trolls. I want somebody to offend me. I want somebody to actually make me angry. And you're not delivering. People, yeah, I would agree, son. Freshly HD. Let's see what you got. I think I'm subscribed to your channel. Let's take a look. Don't spam my chat with your page, though. I don't. That's crass. That's bad manners. What am I subscribing to, though? Let's take a look here. Oh, damn. All right. Subscribe to Freshly HD. He's got 432 subscribers, 79 videos. I'll take a look at some more of them later. Oh, these are pretty good. Yeah. You gotta find, it's bad manners to advertise your channel on other people's chats, though, just so you know. Trolls were better 10 years ago. Yeah, they're not funny now. They're just bad. I don't know if it's because young, I want to say men, are just, they're fucking dumb as dirt these days. If you could find one that's literate, like at least you guys can say words with a keyboard. I guess that shows you got some skills. Would you let a girl eat your ass? How much to quit YouTube? I don't. Yeah, name your price. Would you let a girl peg you? Yeah, probably. Yeah, why not? You gotta get a big old table leg though. I want something that you can fucking chip concrete with, or it'll take all her teeth out. Oh, you fucking fuck start your face with this thing. You know what I'm saying? I can see a nipple. I'm reporting. Good for you, dump. It's nice that you go around YouTube like threatening the livelihood of people that you don't know. That's not psychopathy, but it does show that you're a fucking piece of shit. But let me know how that works out for you. All right, should I go up a little bit? That last set was kind of heavy. Yeah, we'll throw 10 pounds on there and see how it works. That's another thing is like people are psychopathic. They're like, I'm gonna go on this channel and like I'm gonna try to harm him some way. Like, damn, what did I do to you? Show me on the doll where you were touched. Like, do you need a hug, buddy? Like, everybody give him a hug. His daddy doesn't love him, and he was adopted. Actually, I was adopted too. My mom purchased me. I was what do you call it? What do you call like a piece of furniture or something decorative. I'm Ringo Mandingo, Bobby Fischer. Yeah. Good night, 420. I appreciate you, brother. You got a good build. Dude, I've lost a little bit of size, but I appreciate it. It's all lighting, though. So you notice I strategically placed this incandescent lighting right over me. It's all lies. You know what? I'm going to put wrist wraps on. Oh, what time is it? Especially for your age. I appreciate that, 1TS. Marines are gay with 3 Ys. Yeah, they're. Well, so in the Marines we had a rule. It's only gay if your dicks touch. Uh, absolutely, Freshly. I know your secret. Bobby Fisher. What's my secret there, Bobby? No, he's good, Phil. I encourage it. I just want people to be funny. Jesus lover. That's funny. Claim AIDS for the VA. Yes. I got it from your mom, so you should talk to her. She's a portly woman, which is why I trained, to be honest with you. It's hard to get her ass up the stairs. Late night lifting. Yeah, later than I want to be. Hello, guy. Jimmy. What's up, Jimmy? Let's do this shit. I'm trying to get out of this habit of training late, but lately I've had I don't know, man. I'm not living my best life right now, but I'm trying, god damn it. Whew. Where are those boots? Did I still have them? Oh, they're right here. These kettlebells are awesome. Got them on Amazon for like, I don't know, $20. Comes with 2 of them. This is called the Handsome Press. It is the best shoulder press I've ever used. It is really good to increase your range of motion for things like squatting or Olympic lifting. But it is also the best movement I've ever had for hypertrophy for the shoulders. There's no such thing as a former Marine. Firstly, stop fucking advertising in my chat, damn it. That's rude. You gotta play Bad Bunny to get pumped up. O'Doyle rules. Oh, what was that movie? I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Yes, this is a shoulder press. It's called the Handsome Press. So a lot of it is like, I started doing these to rehab my shoulder when I blew it out. But I soon found out that not only does it fix the issues with the labrum, assuming you don't have a full tear, but it was also great for actually working the entire shoulder muscle out, and I didn't have to do any other movements. And plus, assuming you're benching, you're still working your front delts out pretty good. Yeah, Billy Madison. That was a great movie. I think the peak of our society, in comedy-wise, happened with Tropic Thunder. Nothing better has come out since it, and nothing better came out before it. That was where our civilization was peak free speech, and we could say whatever and do whatever we wanted without being a fucking, professional victim, whining and crying about everything. And if you haven't seen it, you should go see it. Tropic Thunder. If you're one of those people that's easily offended and you think that there's such thing as microaggressions, you're probably not going to have a good time. So I call it exposure therapy. If you're a professional victim, you should see it anyways. Watch it a few times. It was definitely Tom Cruise's best role. My little, I keep this 1 inch bar so that the kids can train, or like, you know, my wife's had surgery, so it'd be hard for her to bench press 45-pound barbell to start with. So this only weighs 20 pounds. But it's just a good little, I don't know, good to have. So the big thing with this press, we're starting up about here, and we're rotating it, and we're pushing all the way through. And you don't need much weight either. You'll find that this is adequate. This is great for bulletproofing. So if you're prone to injuries, this is the kind of stuff you want to be doing. And people say, well, you're going to hurt yourself doing that. But no, I'm not, because I'm doing them. But you want to start light with like a broomstick or something. Now, if you've never done that before and you tried to do it, you absolutely would hurt yourself. Most people, like, for guys that have like a hard time getting under the squat bar and they can't get their arms on the bar, this will fix that. Or if you can't hold a front squat and you have to do some weird shit like crossing your arms or holding the straps. Let's see what the deleted video is. Are you natural? Fuck no. I'm low fat though. I'm artificially flavored. Why don't witches wear panties? Cliff Diggs. Why don't witches wear panties, Cliff? What's your cycle? I don't really like going on into that, but it's a 200 test, 200 DHB, a little bit of Nandrolone for total 400 milligrams a week. How much Nandro is in that mix? But essentially test and DHB. It's like the old man steroid. It's really good. You get a lot of really good effects from it with really low side effects. It used to be really popular, but the issue was it was very painful injections because of the carrier oil. But they've got it down to where it doesn't hurt, and it's awesome. To get a better handle on the broomstick. Oh yeah, no. If you stick around 1TS, I mean, you can watch any of my videos. I go in depth in a lot of them. I just don't like to really talk about it on live streams. I mean, I don't mind talking about it, but like YouTube you gotta be careful. You inject in your ass. Yes. He looks bigger than Brian Cage. I'm 220. I'm 207 pounds right now. You inject in your ass. Yeah, what else would you inject? I might inject in your ass. Huge change in just over a month. Well, if you think about it, so I was pretty much, for surgery, I came off of everything, and then for how many months I didn't really train at all. I didn't really lose any strength, but yeah, if you stop working out for a few months and you start, it only takes a couple of weeks to get size and definition back, provided your diet's on point. It's muscle memory. I mean, even natural lifters, that'll happen to. Is it possible to inject into the wiener? I think you should try and let us know. You can inject anywhere you want to. Jason, what's up, brother? Thank you, Dustin. You grab fat from one area and inject it into the penis for girth. Oh, Lord of mercy. Ugh. You gotta love yourself for who you are. Says the guy with body dysmorphia on steroids. Okay. Okay. Now, if you're trying to do um, physical therapy, you want to keep the weight light and you want to go down all the way. But if you're trying doing this for hypertrophy, you could go a little bit heavier, not much, and you maybe just spread your grip out a little bit more and come down to where you're comfortable. Because you don't want to dump this in a hole because it hurts, and that's where you would hurt yourself. So you come down to right where it's uncomfortable. You're still rotating the shoulder through. And then if you want to get the front delts, you just kind of do something like one. You can mix it up. I like to just do these until my shoulders start burning. I'm not really a big overhead press guy, but to keep yourself from getting injured, it's good to throw them in there, even if it's lightweight. Why is Santa's dick so big? How many money did you spend on the weight? How many money did you spend on the weight? Zyhair Hill. How many money did you spend on the weight? I'm trying to translate. What's up, Brian? For hypertrophy, can this replace side lateral raises? Yes, absolutely. Jesus, yeah, 100%. As a matter of fact, for an entire year, that's all I did. That's the only shoulder exercise I did was just that. And I only went up to 80, 90 pounds. But that being said, I would always take sets to failure. I tried to fast my way out of homosexuality, but have not been successful. Diet the gay away. Introducing weight loss by amputation. You could lose 30 pounds immediately. So your results may vary. Money back guarantee. No man, he's assembled that gym. Sorry, wrong chat. I shrugged 225 on the Zercher for 15. Nice. Disregard. Does it bother you that you're gay, though? I hope it doesn't. Balls getting greasy. Yeah, I didn't wear underwear, man. I tell you what, this chair's starting to get slippery. Actually, it's cold. For Vegas, it's starting to cool off. I have a weird addiction to Zercher for some reason. Zerchers are awesome, but for you, I think the best thing you could do is focus on full range of motion. Zerchers are kind of a cheat code, especially if you've been doing them a long time. And guys will miss out on some genuine benefits from good old-fashioned fucking barbell squats, which is, to me, the best exercise you can do for any sport. Do you like XRP, the crypto exchange? I have no idea what that is. Started doing it to be able to carry the girl I like. Yeah, I got nothing against Zercher movements. I'm just saying, they don't offer the same benefits as the full range of motion replacements. The big benefit they offer is that you can generally go heavier as a beginner, but then there's a kind of a cutoff line in the curve where your limiting factor is your ability to hold the weight. And for a guy like you, you should be at least squatting twice your body weight. And I don't know, can you hold that much and still get decent enough depth? Because if you can, there's something to be. There's benefits from that. Good core movement. Yeah. Well, and the thing is, if you look at the moment arm and the lever, if your feet are the lever, The moment arm is the distance between your knees and your hips to where the weight is placed, so the center of gravity, and that's going to depend on how upright you are. So like this is a front squat, and this would be like a back or a low bar, and then you as that weight moves up and down your back, that dictates how far over the moment arm you are. For all of my leverage people out there, so I would imagine a Zercher, because the center of gravity's here, you're going to be probably right about there, and that's going to hit the quads pretty good, but your knees aren't far enough over your toes to give you adequate depth, I would think. I would have to watch you do them. Don't get yourself hooked on drugs. Those are words to live by. Oh, so when you say weaning off benzos, are you doing that yourself, or are you going to check yourself into a facility? And I actually mean that. And I definitely congratulate, absolutely. But I would hate to see you. The problem I have with the guys I worked with that are on benzos is they can't tolerate the withdrawals. So, and the withdrawals can kill you. There's that too. I mean, it's rare, but it can happen. So I always kind of like want people, if they can, to do it under doctor supervision. And what'll happen generally, if you go to a decent rehab and say your insurance covers it, they're going to make it comfortable. They're going to give you something that's going to help you get off of them without having to, like, white knuckle it. Ashwagandha. I don't. If you're being serious, I don't know anybody that's had an issue with ashwagandha, but I had a real bad issue with kratom, and the withdrawals are just as bad as heroin, man. That was terrible. Like, I had no idea. I used kratom for about a year. I was using it for training. It's like it was a coffee replacement. I loved it, and then I realized, like, this shit's addictive. I realized I couldn't go without it. And that's when I was mortified to find out that the withdrawals were horrific. I could not do it. I had to go to a hospital. And they didn't know how to treat me because there was no protocol for kratom. They wound up giving me the same protocol that you would give a heroin addict. And at that point, I was able to get off of it pretty easily. And I was on this forum, and I told the guys that, like, hey, just so you know, it's got a dark side. I was trying to tell them, like, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you can use it responsibly, it's got a lot of great benefits. But just be aware that it can be addictive, and that can be really hard to get off of. And they kicked me off the group. Like, damn, there's some cognitive dissonance going on here. I would think, like, no matter what you're taking, everything that you can't do in moderation can become severely problematic. And if you can't stop, there is absolutely nothing wrong with getting help. Like, I went to a shit ton of detoxes before it took me a long time to quit. I knew I wanted to, and I relapsed a whole bunch of times, but I just kept going back, and eventually I got to the point where I didn't want it anymore, and now I haven't had a drink in 10 years. But damn, man, I went through some shit, and I did a lot. What kind of drugs did you do? Yours? I was the guy that would steal your pills and help you look for them. Like, I don't know, there must be here somewhere. They're in my belly, Okay. Well, hey, Mix, if there's anything I can do for you, I mean, I don't know how I can help you, but I can definitely say I've been there. Just upset with myself for putting myself in the situation. I don't know. It's hard to say that to somebody when they're going through it, because, for me, I didn't want people patronizing me, like, like, you're gonna get through it, buddy. I'm like, what the fuck do you know about it, asshole? But I mean, I wouldn't. And it is what it is. It happens. There's no judgment. People that, generally speaking, the people that are going to judge you have never had an addiction problem, and they probably think it's willpower, and they don't understand. But the people that do understand, it is what it is. It happened, and now you're doing something about it. You should feel good about that. You can't do anything about the past. There's no changing it. You can reflect on it, but wherever you're at with it, it's okay if you live in depression. It's like a warm blanket that we like to bury ourselves in. And it's okay to be there for a minute, but don't get stuck there. Like, that's the problem I have. Yeah, I also got this Camber bar for Seal Rose. Let me think here. Okay, I think that's really. I was gonna do some bag work, but it's getting really late. It's 11:21. I gotta wake up and take Della to school in the morning. So I just took a 5-HTP to reduce my appetite. I'm not sure what that is. Bro, your bar is perfect for zeros. Have you ever done that? Benzos? No, benzos were not something I had an issue with, but I still work with veterans that are in recovery, and a lot of them are on benzos. So you kind of get a feel for what they're going through. And then, of course, I had to come off opiates. I was alcohol, and opiates are rough. The speed was nothing. I was just tired for 3 days. But yeah, there's some things where the withdrawals are so severe that you can't tolerate. You just have to, like, you just want more to just make it go away. And people don't understand that because, like, people relapse and they're like, oh, wow, why would you do that? It was because you were fucking ready to kill yourself. That's how bad you felt. You come off, let's say opiates. First thing is your body starts having hot flashes, and then you start getting like this restless leg syndrome, and then you start hurting everywhere, and then you gotta throw up, and then you have diarrhea, and it's just, oh, it's awful. You're so miserable that all you want is to get more so that you can just make it stop, and you'll do anything to get it. Like, they literally have to lock you up. Um, though a heroin addict going through withdrawals is a very dangerous person in the right circumstances, and some guys do handle it better than others. Some people have it worse than others, so you really got to take it case by case. But the one thing I've learned is to have empathy. It's anybody that can make it through that. I I salute you, and the hard then it's after that it's just dealing with the what do we call it, the romanticization of the good parts. We have the shortest fucking memories drug addicts do. Start thinking about that high and all the good times you had, and you forget about, like, you were sleeping behind a dumpster and you had fucking bed bugs. You know what I mean? Like, you don't remember that part? Like, no, I just remember that one party where I met that hot chick, and yeah, that was a good night. And you'll always have that night, but you don't remember sleeping in the park and it was raining and you're homeless. You don't remember being so cold that you walked into Walmart, you stole a jacket and walked out with it, and you were hoping to get arrested, and they fucking didn't. Um, yeah, we don't remember that stuff. We remember the good times. uh, all right, guys. Oh, another infomercial. Fuck yeah. But seriously, guys, help me out with this fucking website thing or the chat room. I need something that'll port to YouTube. That they have a page that shows how to do it. And I was reading it, and, like, Discord seems like it's pretty simple, but I'm open to anything. So let me know. Go to the gym 6 times a week. It's a long path. It is, but it does get better, Bass. Bass? Bass. I need glasses, sorry. My brain does that too. Yeah, absolutely. Mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts, you have my empathy, my love, and my support. And if there's anything you need, do not hesitate. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I love you all. I will see you on the battlefield. I got to get glasses.